Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Love and Marriage Detroit Season 1, Episode 2. If you are new here, then welcome. Honey, I decided to show up for work. Honey, y'all miss me. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. So when the episode first opens up, this anniversary or whatever this is, child, it's ruined. She's crying. He's lying. He's trying to pull her to the side. So Kolby is acting like, what did I do? Girl, even though you weren't trying to ruin things, don't keep talking about it, honey. Just be quiet. So she's falling apart in this grass, honey, and he trying to soothe her and comfort her, and I'm sorry, and all this, child. So anywho, poor Kristina falling apart in the grass y'all sitting in, and it's just all a fool. Some kind of way, Brandon made this Kolby's fault when he's the one with the secrets. So they go over to the side and he's telling her that she just shuts everything down when he brings it to her. That's why he didn't tell her about that he had a new artist. So at the table, they're telling Rusell that he should have kept quiet. But I'm with Kolby on this. I'm sorry. This is Brandon's fault, nobody else's. And Aunt Hush, talking about, Rusell, you shouldn't have said nothing, bro. Why would you say something? And Kolby's like, it's a problem because I asked the question. We're all adults here. Okay, ma'am. I don't know if y'all are all adults. This is given just graduated college and we all used to hang out together and now we trying to pave our way, honey. I don't know what's going on. So he's telling her that he did do something wrong in the past because he didn't want to be married. He was like, I had one foot out and one foot in. I just didn't really want to even be together no more. Sir, enough with the excuses. Okay, enough. So eventually, after it was all said and done, he did say sorry just to shut her the hell up. But he didn't mean none of it. Girl, you better leave him right where he is. He is a liar. Okay, a liar. And it's not going to change. It's really not. And now that this show is on, it's only magnifying it. And then you're going to look back on it. You're going to be embarrassed. You're going to be upset. Girl, I don't know. I just don't know. So then he gonna get in the confessional and say, I don't think I did anything wrong. Boy, gone. So after this embarrassing moment, they all get up and start dancing. Okay. Moving forward. In the next scene, Kolby and Rusell are at the house doing a little DIY project on the wall. And let me just say this. I love to do things like that, but I know me. And I can't really just have people in my space. I have the takeover spirit, and I'm really trying to get rid of it, honey. I've been said, no, you know what? That's okay. You ain't doing it right. I got it. Just move to the side, honey. Just move to the side, honey. You in the way. So anywho, they're working as a couple, honey, getting things done. I love to see it. So then they start talking about the anniversary picnic. And Rusell blames Kolby. He's like, you made it weird. So in the future, just stay out of other people's business. So she's like, well, I'm just trying to figure out, why are they keeping secrets? Like, what is he hiding? Why are you keeping secrets in your marriage? So she tells him that she stands 10 toes down on what she said and what she did. I said what I said and I ain't changing it. And I know that's right. So after that, now mind you, she's like, he shouldn't be keeping secrets. Why are you keeping secrets from your wife? And then her husband tells her that he has a secret. He's like, I'm thinking about making a career change to be an ordained minister. And yeah, I'm going through with it. A career change? I thought that was a calling. Now, maybe I'm wrong, honey. I don't know. But I feel like, the spirit must move you in that direction because you will be leading people. So, I mean, a career change, that's like saying, you know what, I don't really just want to work for the oil and gas company no more. I'm going to be a minister. Like, what? But anywho, I'm glad that you're doing something that makes you happy, child. Kolby said, look, I'm a preacher's kid and I don't want that life for myself or my daughter. And I can understand that because it's a lot of pressure to be perfect. Every time you do something, it's like, oh, her dad is a pastor. And I saw my own family members go through this now. Not me personally, because my daddy wasn't nobody's preacher man. But it is a lot of stress. And, the spotlight is on you at all times and everybody's nitpicking every single thing that you do. Every little thing that you do. Honey, everything you do, people got something to say. So I can understand why she wouldn't want to go through that again. So he already started the process. Her dad is going to be mentoring him. Honey, not the daddy and the husband keeping secrets. Anywho, so now she's even more upset. She's trying to talk to him, but he's ready to move on. Sir, she's expressing to you how she feels. I mean, you just dropped a bomb in her lap and you're like, okay, that's enough. Okay, we can move on. So in the confessional, he said, I'm not going to not move on what God says I should do. She's just going to have to get on board. Okay, so all these men are the same, packaged differently. That's what this is giving me. Wanting to be a pastor doesn't mean that you're all good. Okay, you can still have your faults as well. That don't mean nothing. So then he tells her that he also wants to open a gym. He's like, yeah, sorry, I neglected to tell my wife that I need to provide for us, but I want to open a gym. I'm going to get somebody to, run it. We don't have to be there, but, I want to open a gym. She's like, I just feel like he's trying to manipulate me. And is. Okay. She's like, I have no issue being submissive, but I want to make sure things make sense. Let me just say this. Okay. Because a lot of times, when God is involved, they want to hurry up and throw out the word submissive. Being submissive doesn't mean to agreeing to everything, even when it doesn't feel right. That doesn't mean you just fold the hell up and just do whatever they say to do when you know that the choice may not be right. And I can see now that Rusell is going to throw a verse at Kolby every time he tries to justify his wrong behavior. Every time he does something wrong, he gonna tell her to turn to chapter 1, verse something. I can just hear it. Okay. Right now, she's trying to tell him she's not okay with this, and he's trying to kiss her to shut her up. So she's like, I'm not going to kiss you. I'm not going to kiss you. When she didn't want to kiss him, he going to say, well, a woman that denies her husband. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So then she went ahead and apologized to him and kissed him on the forehead. He's like, yeah, you better read your Bible. This ain't going to work. This ain't going to work. Kolby, you need to side eye him as well, honey. I know he loves G.O.D., but at the same time, Rusell just as well as a suit, honey. He just can hang a suit, but it's still giving foolery at the end of the day. In the next scene, Kristina and Brandon are at their new place in New Detroit. Y'all to move to a deluxe apartment in the sky during filming, honey. I hope these two are not doing this for the cameras. I hope y'all not doing it for the vine. I really hope not. I hope that everything's on the up and up, and this was already in the works when Carlos Kang and his camera showed up. So after yesterday, she said she needed to start the day with G.O.D. I know that's right, honey. Read your Bible, sit in silence, let the Spirit use you. So after she gets herself together, they start trying to put this bed together, and Brandon brings up Kolby. Of course. So then he gets in a confessional and contradicts himself by saying, I already signed the artist, but, I need Kristina on board or it ain't going to be able to go. I'm not going to be able to do it because without her, it won't move. Well, then why in the hell weren't you honest off the rip? If it ain't going to go, if it ain't going to move, then why didn't you tell her when you first did it? You got a little line problem. Okay, and it might be a big one, not a little one. So she's asking him if she needs to meet the lady. Oh, yes, ma'am. You definitely need to meet her. You definitely do. He's like, well, you haven't met 90% of the people that I managed. I basically found a diamond in the rough and I didn't want nobody else to get to her. Okay, Stevie, Mimi, you better get down to the studio. You better get down to the studio because Jocelyn, honey, the Puerto Rican princess, is down there with Stevie, honey. You better get down to the studio. So then he goes blaming Kolby, talking about, yeah, I feel like she's motivated to be in our mix. I don't think she cares like that, truth be told. I think her husband said something to her. She brought it up and the mess got started, honey. I don't really think she's that invested. That will be your man's aunt. Okay? Anthony is the one that's invested in y'all's relationship. Moving forward. So Kristina's like, no, I don't think she was trying to be malicious. Like, I really don't think she was trying to do it in that way. He talking about, well, I mean, she had a mean girl look on her face. I don't think it was a mean girl look. It may have been her brows. Look, depending on how you do your brows that day, honey, you could give RBF, but you really don't mean no harm, honey. It's just the eyebrows giving what the eyebrows be giving, honey. But I don't think that her face gave mean girl. You just mad that you got caught. That's what this is. It has absolutely nothing to do with Kolby. You're deflecting, not taking accountability for your actions, and you trying to put it off on her, honey. It ain't gonna fly. It ain't gonna fly. She's like, nah, I don't think it was that. He said, I know y'all cool and you're her mentor and everything, but she's swagger jacking you. Swagger jacking? What is this? 2001? Let me tell you something. I would have ended the conversation right at that. I don't like when people throwback talk to me in casual conversation, honey. Don't stand around me talking about no swagger jacking. Like, boy, goodbye. He's like, I mean, you had a sipping shop, then she had a sipping shop. So you are trying to cause strife so Kristina will stop talking to Kolby and you can be sneaky in peace. You're trying to manipulate her into some mess. And Kristina, I think you're going to fall for it, because a little bit later, I do remember in the preview seeing you and Kolby fussing. Don't let this man come in between your relationship with your friend, because he's trying to make sure that things don't get back to you. Girl, don't be no fool, honey. As my grandmother would say, baby, don't be no fool. In the next scene, Dr. Latoya and Anthony, they're at the house. She just got home from work. And she was saying, not having him there for 8 months really showed her that he does a lot, and she took it for granted. Child, not him in there chopping that salad. That's what you took for granted? You do know they make them pre-cut. Ugh, I can't stand Anthony, honey. You can chop your own salad. You can chop your own salad. I cannot stomach him. I can't stomach Anthony. Anyway, then they started talking about her wine tasting event. Honey, I hope she can give a speech, unlike Hotel, honey, because y'all know he got up there hemming and hawing. Didn't know what was going on. So he was like saying in the confessional, he wants to make sure that at her event, he has beautiful people before his queen, so his ugly friends are not invited. Ugly? You know what? I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself, honey. But let me just say this. Get rid of your own funhouse mirror before we call others names. I'm just saying. He was like, if there are any ugaboos, I'm going to have to escort them out. They will be removed. Now, when he said that, that comment felt very school days to me, and I ain't like it. Why you call at your big grown age? Why you calling people ugaboos and I'm going to escort them out if they ain't beautiful and all my ugly friends can stay at the house? You really don't think before you speak. We might need to get that checked. Anyway, then they started talking about Brandon and Kristina. Anthony says Kolby wasn't wrong. It was Rusell. Dr. Latoya is the only one with some sense. She was like, no, it's not either of their fault. It's Brandon's. It's amazing to me how everybody is getting the blame but the right person. Brandon lied to his wife. No one else owes Kristina any loyalty or honesty except her spouse. Brandon is in the wrong. That man should have been honest. End of story. She's like, I can relate to Kristina because you do the same thing. Child, birds of a feather flock together. In the next scene, now after all that fuss about clubs, Brandon goes to his friend John's club. His name is John Bravo. Johnny Bravo, this your second cameo. You might as well join the cast. Now, I knew when they gave you a little note card down at the end with your name that you might be a friend of. Okay, so, you might as well just join after this, child. Brandon, you just never learn. You really don't. He'd rather sneak and ask for forgiveness than to be honest. Just be upfront in the beginning. He's like, well, I'm a part of this elite group and I have to shake these hands or, it's going to affect my pockets. Boy, please, you are not networking. You are just hanging out in this lounge in broad daylight. Quit acting. So Rusell shows up as well, dressed for a round of golf. I said, baby, what in the PGA Tour is going on here? Oh, honey. Baby, he had his golfing outfit on. Do you hear me? So anywho, this is a whole fool. This is a mess. They all sitting down in the middle of this club, child. It's giving very much an action. So the server comes over and Brandon is trying to act like he don't have eyes. Well, they're scantily clad. I can't really look at them. Boy, just look. Okay, because we know when these cameras ain't on, you looking. So Rusell was telling them, he don't really do clubs like that because he used to be in these streets a long time ago. And he used to be in the club like 4 or 5 days a week. And he was living his best life. So for him, he doesn't want to do that because he feels like he was really just being and doing something that really wasn't him. Just trying to basically keep up with the Joneses and look cool. So as they're talking, Rusell looks over and apologizes to Brandon. And he was like, yeah, Kolby felt really bad as well. Did she? Because to me, baby, she didn't give a damn. Honey, she didn't care nothing about that. When did she feel bad? Okay. So as they're talking about this, Kristina calls. Kristina knows she gonna make a FaceTime call, don't she? Baby, Kristina gonna call. Ooh, honey, every time I hear her name, I don't know if y'all used to watch the Whitney and Bobby reality show. I just want to yell out, Bobby Kristina, every time I hear Kristina's name. Because Whitney used to love to call her Bobby Kristina. Child, may she rest in peace. Oh, my little Whitney. Anywho, that's just a side note, child. That's neither here nor there. I don't understand the constant need to lie. Like I said, just keep it real. So she on the phone and she's like, are y'all watching booty shaking? He's like, no, we're eating. She's like, well, I'm kind of bored. Can she hear this background noise? Does he got a phone that blocks out the background noise? It's giving not all the way a real scene, honey. That's what it's giving me. You know when you hear club ambiance in the background. Because if you can't go to Bella Noche's, where the hell could you go? Okay? Like, it's giving Bella Noche's in the background. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, what was she hearing that she was continuing to have a conversation? And it was crystal clear as well. Child, anyway, I'm just going to pretend like this is real. So after all that, Anthony asked what the history was. Because, you know, he just want to go home and have a gossip session with Dr. Latoya. So he was like, you know, when we was at the thing, she was talking about the history. What exactly is the history? So he tells them that he had an emotional affair, basically, with one of his artists. He was venting his frustrations to her via text. Then Kristina came in, found the laptop, saw all of the mean things that he was saying about her via text, and she lost it. Once you break trust like that, it's hard for me to come back from it. It's like I may be present, but I'm not present. You know what I'm saying? But I guess Kristina is stronger and better than me, honey, because I just never would be able to get over it, because I would always feel like this is how you feel about me. He claims nothing sexual happened, but he had to let the artist go. So then he's like, I want y'all to pinky promise that y'all not going to tell y'all wives. Pinky promise? What is this, Boy Scouts? How old are y'all? Pinky promise? Come on, y'all. Let's pinky swear. Oh my God. Anyway, let's keep going, child. In the next scene, Kolby and Kristina go out for a little shopping because Kolby wants to get Kristina something for her anniversary, an anniversary present, honey. This is my sorry for 2004, girl. I ain't mean to ruin your anniversary field of dreams. So here is a nice bag, okay? So then Kristina shows up. They start talking. She's telling Kolby about what happened between her and Brandon and how when she called the studio, he was acting all funny style. So then Kolby tells her about Rusell going to divinity school and he didn't tell her. So Kristina was like, say what now? Not y'all got secrets as well, girl. What? Kolby was like, yeah, you know, he told me that the Lord told him to do it. I'm not going to debate that, because if the Lord told him to do that, then the Lord told him. But I know God didn't tell him to keep it a secret from me. Girl, G.O.D. did not tell your husband to keep a secret from you. So now they're both saying that the men keep things from them because of their reactions. That's still no excuse. And y'all can sit there and try to rationalize it and try to make it okay, but it is not okay. So baby, it's the day of Dr. Latoya's wine tasting, right? So she's having it at the first black-owned wine store in the city. When I say I love to see it, because they don't even be wanting to rent these spaces to us. Y'all don't understand. I have tried to open a brick and mortar store before. It is hard. It is more than a feat. Okay. They see your name and it's automatic. Oh no, we don't want that type of business. Come back 2 to 3 months later. That same type of business with that's not your skin folk is in that space. So I love to see that, and I get so inspired by that, and I really hope that it's doing well. Listen, if you are in the Detroit area or wherever this place is, honey, hop on the Google Maps and please go support that business. Go support that business, child. So anywho, the people are starting to arrive. And child, Johnny Bravo, I see you're here as well. Hey, sir. So Kristina invited her friend Chelsea. Now, Chelsea ain't bothering nobody, okay? Chelsea just in the mix. Rusell and Kolby didn't attend the event. So Dr. Latoya gets up. She starts speaking her speech. Honey, thank everybody for coming. Thanking Aunt. Child, anyway. So the tasting is underway. So they're learning how to smell, how to swirl, how to taste. And so Brandon starts asking a little bit more about the wine and how to purchase. So they're telling him, you know, that you can get it at a wine bar. So Brandon said, oh, okay, well, Rusell ain't coming to it. If it's got anything to do with a club or a bar, he ain't coming. And Anthony said, I don't know why. He was just telling us he was a wild boy back in the day when we talked about it in the club. Anthony, not you doing exactly what Kolby did and Rusell, according to you. So Kristina said, in the club? You went to the club? Listen, this is just silly. I don't see why you and your wife can't communicate. And I also don't see why Rusell cannot come to support. You don't have to drink the wine. They have wine in restaurants. God turned water into wine. Just don't partake. You ain't got to come in and get loose as a goose. You're standing there dressed beautifully with your beautiful wife, and y'all come in and y'all are supportive of her and you leave. So Anthony tries to clean it up. It was business. We were just talking about business. So Kristina's like, I don't want my husband in the club. So then Anthony gonna say, every time you turn right or left, I guess you gotta let her know, bro. No, he needs to grow up and use his damn words. If he's as strong as he says he is and he's the leader of his house as he claims, then he should be able to communicate with his damn wife. That's what he should be doing. And you can keep your little snide remarks to yourself. What is your heart on for Kristina? Like, you've been going hard at her since y'all been on this scene, honey, since the first episode. What is the problem? Okay. So then Kristina's friend now, okay, Chelsea. She said, I love the wine. Everything's beautiful. This is a wonderful event. I just want to ask a question. Like, I'm just trying to figure out, why are you so pressed about the dealings between these two? She said it very respectfully. Okay. It's just a question, honey. Everybody want to know. She didn't say it rudely, because I feel like we're all curious. Why do you care to save Brandon so much? Why? So he goes off the deep end, baby, because what she say that for? Talking about, he's my man. I mean, I've been knowing him 20 years. I love him. Stay in your lane. You don't know who I am. So you're a little girl. So stay over there. You don't know me. So don't play with me. When I tell y'all I would have eaten Ant alive, while you sitting there, my man, my man, my man. While you sitting there doing all that and being disrespectful to this grown woman, calling her a little girl, it was rude as hell. And it was unwarranted. Why you so hot under the collar? I'm just not understanding it, baby. It was a simple question. And you know what? I also wonder why Dr. Latoya is letting Ant get out of pocket like this. Girl, get your mans. Just say to him, hey, that's a lady. I don't know if women don't think that they can respectfully offer correction to their husbands if they're doing something that is out of pocket. It is okay to turn to them and say, babe, that's a woman. Come on now. This is my event. You're representing me. Like, calm it down, honey. Bring it down a notch. So she said, oh, it's cool. You know, clearly you're on your cycle and you're mad. He said, girl, please. We buying buildings. You need to watch who you hang with, Kristina. You a boss now. You leveling up. You got these birds around. Don't play with me. So he steady arguing. So the friend is like, you're arguing with a woman. I'm not a little girl. He said, you're at a table with bosses. You need to act like it. Anthony is a little too sassy for me, honey. And I know some people might get offended, honey, but baby, it's giving sassafras. It is. He arguing like a whole city girl. We buying bottles. We pop champagne. You're a bird. We buy buildings. Like, why are you calling her a pigeon? His lack of respect for women only. That's what it's looking like to me. Clearly is ridiculous. Okay, you're giving foolishness. There was no reason for you to go so hard and start with the name calling on this woman that you don't know. Talking about, don't play with me. Don't play with me, little girl. You a pigeon. You a bird. We buy buildings. Okay. Don't get mad at her because you spilled Brandon's tea and now you afraid he gonna be mad at you. Why are you so overly invested? Why? Okay, now let me just say this. I ain't gonna be able to stomach these people. I'm really not. I'm not gonna be able to stomach it. Anthony gonna piss me off to the ultimate pistivity. Okay? He really is. Because the way that he spoke to that woman for no reason at all, because she's asking a question that is very pertinent, might I add, makes absolutely no damn sense. He hates women. He probably hates himself. He probably hates that he's married. And so he's taking it out on every woman in his wake, honey. And he ain't fooling me. Child, y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. I hope that you guys enjoyed, your weekends and everything. We are back in this thing. Bell Collective did not air on Friday. Real Housewives of Atlanta did not air on Sunday. Married at First Sight wasn't given what's supposed to have been gave. But I'm going to make it do what it do with what I got to work with. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.